Welcome to the Worlds Collide podcast. We're joined by the gorgeous Travel Pocket Sisters.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Crystal.
Hey. Yeah. They are YouTube stars. You're so lucky we're able to have them on the show. You're welcome, Worlds Collide fans. Here we are. You've been asking for them. The Travel Pockets. Who's the big sister? Who's the little sister?
Big sister.
And little sister.
That's right. That's right.
I'm sorry. Should I be looking? Should I be looking here at you guys?
You can look wherever you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've never done a podcast.
That's okay. I don't know if you've noticed, but we're not super official. So our 10 loyal listeners.
That's like your podcast. Looking at weird things, while we're all talking.
I'm just super nervous. At first, we're having a nice conversation.
No.
I'm like, we're recording.
Yeah,
we're doing
I'm
this
getting
now?
nervous now.
Who's growling into it? You want to growl into the mic, girl? Here you go.
Yeah. Oh, and then we have special guest Kuma.
Special guest.
Yeah.
Kuma is a corgi. Her better side is the back. If you guys want to see that, maybe she'll show you her butt. That's really the cutest thing you've ever
I
done.
currently have Kuma's body style. It's brutal.
And you've been really mean to yourself. Angie and I went roller skating.
We went roller skating on Saturday, but I went rollerblading. I haven't been rollerblading. since I was a kid.
Yeah, that's what I did last time.
Wow.
Rollerblading. You did it?
Okay, that's enough.
Yeah, so I did it, and I looked like, I don't know if you've ever seen the rapper Action... Kuma!
Stop. Having a conversation.
I don't know if you've ever seen the rapper Action Bronson. He's obeese. I don't know if you've ever seen him do sports. No, you haven't?
No.
Okay, so pretty specific to my algorithm.
No idea.
Anyway, you can watch him play handball, and that's how I felt skating. I just had
You were light, honestly. I was really
He's
really
surprisingly light on his feet.
I was a little nervous that I was going to take you down on the rink.
Well, Paulina was invited to leave the rink at one point during
happened?
backwards skate.
Okay, so
backwards skate.
you know how to backwards skate?
Yes.
No clue. First of all, I opted for the old-fashioned skate, so I did 4.
Oh, yeah, I would do that, too.
Right? I didn't do
Yeah.
blades like the young generation.
Yeah.
So they invited everybody. Only if you could backwards skate were you allowed on the rink. I didn't know how, but I went on. I didn't know they were going to be so strict. The stoner referee taps me on my shoulder and was like, "You got to go, lady."
It was for the safety of the other skaters, is what we were told.
Also not the first time I've been kicked out of a skating rink. So
Wait, how old was everybody in the rink?
honestly, surprisingly old.
It was millennial night. It was millennial night.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
we were celebrating 6 months of the studio that Paulina teaches at.
Shout out Yoga Hayes, Miranda. What's up, girl?
Yeah, their 6-month anniversary. So they had cake. Yeah, and we all
Congrats.
skated. It was great. But I also I found after 1 or 2 laps that I was enjoying it too much, and then I was getting faster and faster.
A little bit dangerous.
I'm literally people are probably chill, pregnant lady. I'm lapping people. And I look like the penguin. I'm just all spandex.
The Winter Olympics when they're like.
I'm so impressed though because I tried rollerblading maybe 8 years ago and I couldn't.
I would be too scared to do
Oh, sorry, yeah. I couldn't do it. I was so scared.
Yeah.
And I used to rollerblade all the time.
You bring that mic to your mouth like a lover.
Yeah, but
Yeah. we gotta get close to this.
That was great.
don't cover your beautiful face.
now-
It gets limp. It gets
Yeah,
limp.
it's also like an old lover.
Yeah, here we
and that
go.
it doesn't
There you
stay
go.
on.
We'll figure this
Yeah,
out.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Eventually.
You guys are doing great. You guys are doing
Okay,
great.
then.
On the heels of a
Nice.
Japan trip, just coming back from Japan,
Yeah, last month we went.
Yeah, we went
September,
last-
yeah.
repping Sonetti.
Yeah, it's my favorite artist in Japan, so check them out.
If anyone knows.
If you
Super
don't know,
underground.
now you know. And you guys grew up in Japan,
Yeah.
which is a very fun, cool fact about you.
Yep.
And that means you guys love tiny, cute things.
I do. I love tiny cute
Also
things.
standing in lines.
I don't like standing in line too much.
I do like
no.
nice toilets though.
Yeah.
Oh,
You do.
yeah, she's
You
big
like
on
nice
toilets.
And you guys are effortlessly cool. I feel like those are the things that are, Japanese
we're
about you.
dorky sometimes.
Yeah. But also, the
I
hands
feel
down
like
the
a big
tallest
nerd.
people in Japan every time.
I don't know. I mean, people are getting taller there in Japan nowadays.
Nice.
The
Good
ladies
nutrition.
too?
Ladies too, yeah. I mean, yes, generally we're still taller.
Yeah,
But
I don't feel as awkward
yeah.
as I used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys came here at what age?
I think I was 17, almost 18.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was 18.
Yeah.
Oh.
I had I don't know, $500 or something like that. Maybe even less. I think
I only
300.
had $800 in 2 suitcases. And I
Yeah.
was like, bye. With one way to
You
go.
came straight for America. Straight for Pensacola.
Yeah, because she came to live with me.
Yeah.
In our
Your dreams come true.
Crazy college house.
Yeah, we had like 6 roommates. It was like 6 of us.
6 or 7 of us.
Yeah,
and
to
like
make- so
You guys should drop that on people more often. I came to this country with $500 in a dream.
I mean, that's pretty much how it
That's
was.
very true.
I had
So
literally
cool.
nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, I had nothing. That was it. Because my dad, the day I graduated, he's like, if you move, I'm not helping you.
Yeah, and
I
he
was
really
like-
meant it.
And he really meant it.
Wow.
I was like,
He really meant it.
I was like, got it, Dad.
Shout out Dougie. What's up?
He's like, you're on your own. And I was like, yep, I know, because Chris already told me. Because she was like, oh yeah, Dad will not help you. I'm like,
Like,
yep.
absolutely no help at all.
No help.
Like,
Not
I just
even
wanted
a co-signing or
yeah,
nothing.
that's all I asked for. I never asked for anything except for a cosign because I wanted a car.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I just need you to like cosign this paper and like nothing else. And he's like, I'm not gonna do that.
Not even a cosign?
Okay.
That's how hardcore my dad is.
Yeah.
Like,
So after that, I'm like, yep, never gonna ask for help.
he didn't even buy our tickets to leave. We bought those ourselves too.
Oh no, that was yeah.
Everything was on our own. Yeah.
But you guys grew up on base over there.
She did. I didn't.
No,
We lived
in the
on-
beginning we
yeah.
didn't. It went back and forth. Like when I was younger, I went to like Japanese school first, and then I went to American school on base, and then she was the opposite.
Yeah.
You went to American school first on base, and
I
then you went to Japanese school.
That sounds brutal.
Oh,
Japanese
yeah.
school sounds brutal.
I hate
They
it.
dress like Sailor Moon. I saw
I mean,
a
it's
picture. of her.
adorable.
Yeah.
I do like it. Looking back, I'm like, oh, that was such a cute uniform, but I hated it.
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
time.
But it's like crazy hard, isn't it?
It's very hard. It's almost like you're in a military, because like
You left the military schools to go to
an
military
actual-
Japanese school.
to an actual military school. Oh my god, yeah, they were so strict. I was kind of shocked, like how strict they were, especially middle school, because like, for example, we dressed into our PE uniform. That's also
Adorable.
It is cute. Although mine were like super short because I was tall and they didn't have anything in my size.
I was wondering, did you roll up your skirts like Catholic school girls?
I did do that in high
Yeah.
school and
Yeah.
middle school, yeah. I didn't zip up my jersey, and I got slapped on the head. And I was like, what?
By who? By a teacher?
My teacher. And I didn't understand why. And she was like, you gotta zip that up. I'm like, oh. Like little things like that.
Y'all, they could hit you?
Yeah. And then we're all color coded. So I was at the time, I think I was red. My class, like my year was red. The second year and first year. So we're all different. We do that. So when you're walking by and someone older walks by you, you have to bow. And be like, oh, do a greeting. So you know who's higher than you and the hierarchy in the school.
Yeah.
And they do that in high school too.
I
But
thought
little
you
things like
you
that.
guys would bow more here, but you guys never bow.
Yeah, you guys, the second you hit
Yeah.
American soil, you stop bowing.
No, I did
really
in the
bow.
beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Oh,
got,
you guys don't bow when you go home?
Not really.
Just a
no.
little
So-
bit,
a little bit, maybe like
yeah.
half like this.
Really? Because
Yeah.
I feel like we went to Thailand for like 2 weeks and I couldn't stop.
Sawadee ka, kapkun ka.
I love bowing.
Yeah, no, it's pretty rare now for me to like bow.
I didn't realize you guys were so disrespectful.
you did like a very like.
It's really
Yeah.
like this.
Oh, you know what I just heard last night? And I thought, oh, great, I get to tell the travel pockets. Apparently, Japan taught the Arabs about suicide bombing.
Really?
Literally, the
The
Japanese,
Arabs?
yes, they both hated Israel together.
What
I'm
were
not
they?
going to get political, but they both hated Israel together because Japan was anti-fascist.
What were suicide bombers called in Japan?
Kamikazes.
Yeah.
Kamikaze.
Yeah, so they invented that, and they were like, "Hey, we see you guys are having a little problem over there in, in your country. You guys should try this." And they did, and they've been doing
And
it
the
ever
Arabs
since.
ran with it.
Yeah, I mean, they've perfected it. Some would say,
But I'm
but
also curious, like, why the Arabs don't know any history and not just being like, hey, why don't we try that? And had to wait till someone told them.
the Japanese
to try
were
it
like,
out.
"Bring it in."
We're going to show you. Wait, this is pro-Palestine stuff?
Well, yeah, it's for them. It was after Israel was established as a state, but before Israel, I'm not going to get too into it. But before Israel was established as a state, the Israelites were doing.
Oh, okay, this isn't recent. Like
No,
this.
this is- no,
Okay,
no,
that
no,
makes
no.
sense then.
No. This wasn't like
You're like,
They didn't-
recently they told them, like, hey, you should do this.
no. The Japanese didn't teach them 9/11. But
We
yeah.
don't want to listen. This is how the lies start. Also, though, I was told a lie that I just found out was false. I thought in Okinawa that everybody lived way past 100. It turns out it was a big lie.
I heard that on your podcast, like when you were talking about that And
Pension
that-
fraud.
That list that you were talking about, one of my
that was
friends was
interesting.
referencing that same list because he was talking about Ikaria, like
Yeah.
the Great Garden. He's like, I want to go everywhere where everybody lives long.
Yes,
Yeah.
And
same.
like he said, Okinawa was like one of those places, and
Okinawa came out and they're like, no, they eat pork because they were
Well,
like,
they
oh,
love
they eat
spam.
some.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But they do have a really healthy diet besides the spam. Because I know that there are a lot of older people that live there. They actually do live longer than mainland Japanese people.
They
So
do.
that is true, that they do live quite long.
What do the mainland Japanese people think of Okinawans?
I don't know. That's
Like another country.
Yeah, they're like another country. They're
Wow.
different.
Yeah, they're just so
Just
different.
a different.
Yeah.
Is the dialect any different?
Yes.
They do have an, I mean, it's dying though. It's
Yeah.
a dying dialect, yeah. But yeah.
I mean,
it's
like
different.
all throughout Japan, there's like a common dialect that you can all understand each other. But like north and like south, they have their own dialects, or even like some south a little bit too. They have their own dialect.
What do you guys speak more?
The mainland.
Yeah, I don't know any other dialect.
I only know like bits and pieces of the other dialects.
I used to
but-
get so hyped when you guys would type in Japanese characters on MySpace.
Oh man.
You should go on Twitter. I have it all the time. Like the Japanese.
I know. Remember when Crystal like made the page when she was like the first one to deck out the MySpace page?
Yeah, she would HTML her page before anybody else.
I was like,
I'm like, I want to do that. So I had Crystal teach me, and I felt so cool. Like, guys.
And if you
check
made
out
it to
my
her
page.
top 8,
I felt so cool. I made it as a brick as one of the background tiles.
Yeah, because I made an
I was
actual
like-
background
Yeah, I
of like all my
remember that.
friends. But then I stopped that because then I started getting in trouble because people would be like, why isn't my picture in that background?
You weren't.
You have too many friends.
Well, they're like, some are just like
You're not
acquaintances.
popular enough.
So,
yeah, you got me onto MySpace. I felt like
Did
it was
I?
all.
Oh,
I think
probably.
it was Asian Avenue, MySpace, and then Facebook.
but so for me, I didn't know Asian Avenue. It was like, it was Friendster before
Friendster,
MySpace.
that's what it was.
Yeah. What is Asian?
What is Asian Avenue?
What were you doing on Asian Avenue? I don't want to talk about it. I used to like.
The three of us are like, what?
I used to like Thai Boys and Jeremy Lin. I don't want to talk about it. It was a long time ago.
Speaking of Jeremy's.
Yes.
Speaking of Jeremy's.
Jeremy who?
I heard somebody in this room, aka you and Candy.
Oh, that's a Jeremy Piven right there.
Met Jeremy Piven.
That's a Jeremy Pivot.
Jeremy.
That's a Jeremy
That's
Piven.
a Jeremy Pivot right there. That was excellent.
Thank you. Please, will you guys regale us with the sweet, sweet tale of the time you guys went to Jeremy Piven's house?
Yeah,
Yes.
I feel like we need to establish this too. Is that Crystal and I used to live together maybe 20 years ago. Right?
Yeah,
Been that
20
long?
years ago.
Right,
Yeah.
we used to rent a house, me, Crystal, and a girl from the Czech Republic.
Republic,
So we
Yeah,
had,
that was the year we celebrated Christmas at your guys' house, and we had the Chronica. We all wore the Dr. Dre Chronica.
Yes,
t-shirts.
we sure did.
Oh,
So we,
I remember that picture.
it was like
Yeah.
United
I was
Nations.
like, I wish I was
Yeah.
in that picture.
I know. We,
Everybody did.
we
Everybody.
represented Japan, Czech Republic, and Albania hardcore in that house.
Yes,
We
yeah.
smoked cigarettes, we drank sangria, and we ate rice balls. We watched Sex in the City,
Oh my God,
That's a
too
good
much.
show.
Yeah.
and we used to go dancing at 11:30 p.m.
Yeah, and we were so depressed.
And we were super depressed.
so depressed.
we were like the most depressed girls.
Just gorgeous, depressed girls in a beautiful home.
In Bel Air, down the street from Hulk Hogan.
Oh yeah, you guys used to live near Hulk
That's
Hogan.
right,
That
that's
is so
right.
crazy.
It was like right around the corner or something.
That's right. That's right. So depression catapulted me into other states. Eventually, I made it to LA, and this is where
Yes.
Candy was following her modeling dream.
I think it was dying by that point.
The modeling dream was dying.
Yeah, because I come back from Asia.
She was
So
crushing
it's
it in
kinda
Asia.
like-
Yo, she was the
Yeah.
Sangha
So it's
girl.
more like it was ending.
Do you remember when
in
you were the
LA.
UAE girl, the United Arab Emirates girl?
The United.
Where's the? Yeah, you did like a.
Oh, that's Qatar.
Qatar
Yeah,
Airlines,
Qatar,
because she's so
Qatar.
racially ambiguous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was supposed to play I was a Middle Eastern woman for that part.
Which works. It's cultural appropriation, I think, but
I don't think you're allowed to do that anymore.
It works.
But
No, I remember because you were a very successful, very beautiful, very fair-skinned model.
fair-skinned.
Yes, you were not allowed to have any sunshine. So
Yes.
when we all went to
No.
Miami for the Food and Wine Festival that year, Candy had a big ass hat on and like long sleeves, and then it was the thinnest I've ever been. I was like 21 years old. It was the thinnest I've ever been, and Candy very casually said to me, "You know, if you lost probably like another 10 pounds, you could be a model." And it wasn't like rude at all. It
say that?
wasn't
I did not
rude at all.
remember.
You said it like if you
Factually.
Yeah, like go pick up that form and you can be a model. Like that's how you said it, like very factually.
Yeah.
But I like to name check it
I'm
because
so sorry.
it was the thinnest I've ever been.
Candy's hands down one of the most beautiful people I've seen in real
I
life
did-
and has
I
no
can't believe I
affiliation to
said
her
Honestly,
beauty.
I took it as a compliment at the time. I really did. I was like, wow, thanks, Candy. That's so
I
nice.
sound like such a bitch.
No,
No,
Candace.
not at all.
Candace, you are business only when it comes to modeling.
Yeah.
You do not.
Oh man.
Oh, there's like zero ego.
None.
I think
That's
you
awesome.
thought it was pretty stupid the whole time yourself.
Yes.
So
It is pretty ridiculous,
Yeah.
that business.
So Candy moves to LA. I moved to LA. We end up syncing up, right?
Yes.
It's fun when we mix the sisters up.
Yeah.
And then it was me and Candy hanging out in LA, Angie and Crystal in Florida.
yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
good old
We
time.
swapped.
We swapped
Yeah.
sisters.
Sister swap.
Sister. Right? Right?
it was nice because it kind of felt like if I had good Crystal time, I felt like I knew what Candy was up to, and I feel like vice versa. If you were getting good, we felt like we had good tabs on one another.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
keeping each other connected.
Anyway, so while you're in LA,
Yeah, so while I'm in LA, Candy was a superstar.
No.
And she
I
was,
was an extra.
she was in the movie, in the Entourage movie,
An extra.
right? With Ari Gold, aka Jeremy Piven.
Yes. And I only did that extra because it was Entourage. And I was a huge fan
Huge.
of Jeremy Piven. Of
course.
Yeah, I was
Great
like, oh my
show.
God, I
A
might
lot
be
of
able to
people
see
were,
him.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I would definitely be an extra because those are like the worst jobs. Basically, like, most of the time they just wait. And then when it's time to get on set, you might make it in the scene and you're like in the way back. So it is just like, it is the shittiest job. But because it's Entourage, I'm like, I'll do it.
You'll
Maybe
do
I
it.
can
Yeah, I was a Turtle fan. I really
You
thought
like
I was.
Turtle?
Yeah,
Nobody's a Turtle
I
fan.
didn't
Nobody
like
is. I know.
Turtle.
I really wanted to.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to date Turtle.
Really?
That did not happen. Some dreams don't ever get realized.
some dreams aren't meant to be realized. Anyway,
So Candy calls me up one day and she says, "Hey, do you want to go to a barbecue at Jeremy Piven's house?" And I was
Oh, was it a
like,
barbecue?
It was a barbecue.
Okay, I
So I
don't
thought he
remember
was
that.
having like a I don't know, an LA summer barbecue at his home. In
so
Malibu.
Jeremy Piven
Yeah.
had personally invited you to his barbecue?
So yeah, I was talking to him, like chit-chatting on set, and then it was time for his scene, and then his assistant comes later, and he's like, "Hey, Jeremy's having
He has a male
party."
assistant.
It was, I believe it was a male. I'm pretty sure it was a male. He came, and he was young. He was like a younger male, and he was like, "Hey, maybe he wasn't even an assistant. Maybe, anyways, just
a friend.
Yeah, and it was his entourage. And yeah, he was like, "Hey, he's having a party this weekend, and he wants to invite you." And he's like, "Here's my number. We'll chat later, because we're about to shoot." So I'm like, "Okay." But then I don't know. I was just like, "Is this for real?" Like, I didn't really believe it at first. But then, like, I was like, well, if I'm going to go.
And Hollywood's a lot of smoke and mirrors to begin with, anyways. You realize, right? There's a lot of bullshit happening.
Well, I just don't trust anyone.
And this is also pre-Me Too, so you
Yes,
don't know that an
yes.
invite could land you somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's
this
true.
was before
That's
me.
true.
Too.
So
You're
you're
going
going
to
into
get
this-
Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't know that. So you think going into it like a little bit of barbecue,
Yeah.
a nice day.
Because prior to this, I was in Hong Kong and Singapore, and yeah, there are a lot of crazy parties where rich people just invite you on boat, and I never went on them because I hear horror stories. So I'm just
You
like,
never want to end up on a boat.
Yeah, you cannot
people.
escape a boat.
Yes,
Like,
you're
so
stuck on
I
a
was
boat.
Yeah.
always no on
Always
those.
say no to boats.
Yes.
I always said
Always
no
say no
to
to boats.
all of them, and one time I did agree. Well, this is like another story. So anyway, going back
Okay,
to
back.
Jeremy. Yeah, back to Jeremy. So then I was like, well, if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna invite my closest friends that I trust.
Yes.
So that was Paulina.
Yes.
And I invited my other friend Valeska. She's an
Also
LA
a model.
native. Yes, and she's a model too. And then I kind of remember. Did I just text you or did I call you? I forget.
Yeah.
But then I was like, hey, do you want to come?
You swung by, picked me up, I think.
Yeah, I think and that was the thing too, is like at first they didn't want us to drive there, but I was like, no, because I'm very skeptical.
He wanted to drive you?
Yeah, the assistant was like, we're picking you up.
That's the equivalent of a boat.
yeah,
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
If you're like a $70 Uber ride home, that's the equivalent of a boat.
and it was all the way in Malibu.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, absolutely not. If he wants me to come, I'm gonna drive. And if I can't drive, then we're not going. So then I guess that's when he gave me the address because
Yeah.
I was like, no.
So do you remember we show up
Yeah.
and no one's there?
Yeah, well, when we showed up, I didn't see any cars. Like, it wasn't packed or anything, and I'm just like, is this it? Like,
confused.
Was
Yeah.
it a big house?
it wasn't big, but it was on the water.
It was
Did he- did he-
directly on
on
the
the
on
water.
the ocean.
I
yeah.
see.
Did he
Okay.
know you were bringing plus ones?
Yes, I did
Okay.
tell the assistant I'm bringing 2 friends.
Okay.
And then he was like, yeah, it's fine. But yeah, then when we showed up, I was just a little bit nervous. I'm like, why is it so quiet? Like, I was kind of thinking like, we're gonna show up and be like ballet,
And
like,
he doesn't
woo,
answer
like,
the
party.
door. His friend does, right?
Yes,
Or his assistant.
I think I don't forget. I don't remember who answered. I just remember when he did show up.
We walk outside and he's sitting on the bench and the whole ocean's behind him and he's like, "Ugh, you caught me. I was practicing my lines
Yes.
for the Entourage
And
movie."
he had no shirt on. He was so greased up. And I'm like, what? So I'm like, what the hell did we just walk into?
Gross.
And there was one other girl there. Do you remember from London? She had a British accent.
Oh.
I don't remember the British accent.
That was it. It was him, one girl, and the guy who answered the door.
And
This
then
was the
three of
barbecue.
us. So there's 4 of us total, 4
Yeah.
girls. And him, the assistant. Was there another guy there?
That guy who got struck by lightning on Venice Beach that weekend also showed up. Do you remember?
Oh my gosh, you have
Someone
so much
Goog-
better memory
Yo, someone
than me.
Googled it. It was
That's
2013
great.
and someone got struck by lightning on Venice Beach.
Before
that
or
guy
after?
showed up.
Before or after? Before the party.
Before the party, he had gotten struck by lightning. I remember I got stuck talking to him. When he was talking down to you, because when he found out you're a model, he's like, you must not know about life and traveling in the world. And then I was like,
That's probably why I don't remember. I'm like, okay, well, fuck you. I'm not going to talk to you anymore.
like, this girl's been all over the world, okay? She's lived in Norway, Singapore, everywhere.
I was probably older than him, too, to be honest.
I'm so sorry to Jeremy Pivot again, but you met a guy who had recently been struck by lightning at the party?
Yeah,
I do not remember
You don't
this
remember
at
that
all.
guy?
That's the highlight,
Wait,
baby.
did he look burnt?
Yeah.
No.
Like,
He
was
was
his hair frizzy?
No, he was kind of gay. Do you remember him? But he kept
honestly
insisting
don't
he was
remember.
straight.
Fuck, I don't remember at all.
Yeah,
Man, I have
but
a
he had
really
gotten
bad
struck by
memory.
lightning, and that was sort of his call to fame.
Maybe I don't remember anything because all I kept thinking was, I need to get the fuck out of here.
He was
Like-
he was so rude, Jeremy Piven. He was so rude. Do you remember that? He just kept talking down to us.
Yeah, I do remember that. Like, we were just like little babies there. Like to,
baby, we're just babies.
Like, we should.
We just came here.
Did you
we're
ever-
so pretty.
Yeah.
Did you ever get any barbecue?
There was no food.
There was no food.
No.
They invite you over for a barbecue party, and it's not a party, nor is it a barbecue.
Barbecue.
No, just his freaking like book, his script on the lounge chair or whatever that was.
By the way, I think they had
weird.
wrapped the movie at this point, and he's like, "You caught me
Yeah.
going over my lines."
Maybe it was another movie like we're not supposed to see. Like,
That's so weird.
yeah, and I just was. I think the whole time I was just like, how are we gonna make our escape
Yeah. How do we get out of
without
here?
sounding rude? Because I wanted to go immediately.
Immediately.
Yeah, I was like not. Oh, but I do remember at some point these other girls showed up.
Oh, was that our escape? We just changed
think-
out girls.
I think we got changed out. I think
that's
they were
what
like, I don't think these girls are gonna give in. And while we were there, these other girls, and they look pretty skanky. Like,
I totally.
I do
forgot
remember
about
that. I was thinking, oh, these girls look
Yeah.
like they would have fun. Like,
Yeah.
like
Great.
I
Enjoy.
Yeah.
They're like more on
I like to
board.
think Jeremy Piven has probably had a change of heart in life, and that he's come around.
What? Really? You think so?
I do.
I have not kept up with him.
Yeah, I
at
don't
all.
know
Like,
anything about him.
You know the latest on Jeremy Piven?
I'll tell you why. You
Yeah,
know
I'm
that human
kinda
garage thing
curious.
that I'm into, the
Yeah.
fascia maneuvering stuff?
Yeah.
He came and did like a session with them
Oh, yeah,
recently.
But you know he's a good actor.
Ooh, everybody's an actor. Everybody's an actor.
Alternatively, Crystal and I were like, I don't know, going to the Big Cat Rescue here in Florida. Yeah, we went to the Carol Baskin Big Cat
That's
Rescue.
like, yeah, pre-Carol
Pre-Carol
Baskin, all
Baskin,
that
yeah.
stuff. This is like when nobody knew about Big Cat Rescue and all
Yeah,
that.
when Crystal's
so.
like, you want to go to this random place in Tampa together? And I was like, yeah, I'll be there.
Oh, nice.
I just went to like some sanctuaries.
Yeah, and we weren't invited to any stars.
I know, but did you guys go to Dino World too?
It's a Dino World off of I-4.
Yeah.
And someone had a Chuck E. Cheese birthday, I think, while we were gone. So easy, guys.
We were having a different kind of time here in Florida.
Yeah.
Crystal and I were just getting drunk in various places in the Tampa Bay area.
Candy and
So
I were.
random.
We would get drunk in weird places.
Yeah.
Yeah, Candy and I were getting paid to go to restaurants and bars, and then we would
Yes.
just
Oh,
stay
yeah.
for 30 minutes and leave.
And we'd get paid. It was like a new app. That's when like apps were like just coming. Like it was like a new thing.
Yes.
Everyone was like trying to put out their new app, and so there were a lot of these apps coming out, especially like in LA. Like, hey, if you're cute, you know, you might be able to go to these places for free.
Nobody looked at our date of births because
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
hands down 10 years older than
'cause
everybody
we're- yeah.
everywhere.
'Cause we're like way above the average age. But you just upload a picture and then they approve you that way. Oh, I think you have to put like
Wow.
an agency name. I think we like. Did we lie for you? We were
You
like,
must
yeah.
have.
Yeah.
I had
You just made
no
something up.
affiliation, no
Yeah,
gang
yeah.
affiliation.
It's like I was a real estate agent at one point.
Does that count?
But they pay you really well. It would be like 50, 60, sometimes at like 80
And
bucks.
they pay for our food and
they
drinks.
pay for your food and drink.
Oh.
So it was like a really good deal.
And we were going to hang out once a week anyways.
Yeah.
So we're like, let's just get paid to hang out together.
Yeah.
So
And we-
awesome.
We can cut this if it's a no, but can we tell the Lamorne story, the guy from The New Girl?
Oh, wait.
Oh yeah, yeah. Which it was like one of the such a shitty club too. Like I don't
It was
even
for
like
the circus thing, right?
It was for circus. Yeah, I forget the club, but it was a Hollywood club.
yeah, which Hollywood's so gross.
So gross.
But they were paying well for that
Hollywood.
too. Like
They
just
were.
go hang out. And so we're just hanging out by the couch where the drink. You just have like a little spot for us where we can like grab the drinks and food.
And we literally are just sitting and just kind of looking at it. Actually, do you remember I ran into my ex's friends there that night? And we kept doing laps.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? We were like, let's keep doing laps by
They're
them.
probably like, what the fuck is up with these girls?
Just nibbling on free
yeah,
snacks.
like going around in circles. Like they probably thought we were high or something.
I know. And then Winnie from The New Girl, his assistant, also came up to
Yes,
us.
yes.
They always send their assistants. They never come and like talk to you directly.
Yeah, which is like weird.
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't you just like?
It's like high school or like middle school. And it's like, my friend, he likes you.
yeah, it is like that.
It's very
so
yes or no.
It's very uncool.
Yeah.
very uncool. Which already like is a turn off if an assistant comes up to
Totally.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. But he wanted a twofer.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I was a little confused at first. I'm like, what?
Confused.
Like I was like,
Oh, we would be together with you at the same time?
yeah.
I was like, I think our Uber is here.
No, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Nope.
But I hope that works out for you
yeah, I'm
sometime.
just like gross. Like, and I think I kind of looked at him like when he wasn't looking, and I'm like,
Like you peered
yeah.
through the...
Wait, so who was this? You said Willie?
He's from
The New
with
Girl?
The New Girl.
The New
Okay.
Girl.
His name is Lamorne.
He took over Coach. So remember Coach?
Okay, I know who you're
He
talking
took over
about.
his
Okay.
Winnie the
position.
Bish was his...
Winnie the Bish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he
Winston
does now like
Bishop.
BMO commercials or something, like some bank commercial now.
Oh,
I think.
yeah.
BLM?
BLM, BMO, BLM. I
Oh,
forget.
The
BMO?
bank or the
Yeah.
movement?
No, the bank. The bank. Yeah. Is it BMO?
I have no idea.
I think it's a California bank thing.
Oh,
or something.
nice.
He was
Yeah.
just in the new SNL movie that I'm probably the only person who saw.
Never saw
there's
it.
an
Didn't even
SNL?
know
There's
they
an
did it.
SNL movie?
That's all right, guys. It's
What?
it's kind of a me thing. Yeah, that's fine.
No, I mean, I still watch SNL. I didn't know there's an SNL
so
movie,
they,
though.
they made a movie about the first ever episode of SNL going live. So it's like the
Oh, that's
90.
cool.
It's the 90 minutes before it goes live.
That's cool.
It's really
Nice.
cool.
Is it like a
Yeah.
documentary movie?
No, it's acted, but like they have all these actors playing like Dan Aykroyd,
Oh.
Lorne
I would watch
Michaels,
that.
and it was great. It was
Oh,
really great.
that's
It's very
super
high energy
cool.
because it's like they're about to go live, but they
Yeah.
don't really have a show to go live, and they're still building the set. Like it's
Oh,
very
shit.
cool.
Is it on Netflix?
Nice.
No, I went to a movie theater.
Oh.
When Angie was a kid, she used to write the cast members of SNL, and Chris Parnell wrote her back.
Yeah, I wrote the
one
whole.
of my favorites.
Mine too.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was like 12. He was so nice.
Oh my god.
I wrote everybody. He was the only one who ever wrote me back, but he was great.
Aw.
And
I
one
love
and 1 year we put Jimmy
that.
Fallon on Angie's, I think, 13th birthday cake.
When you can like scan pictures onto birthday cakes. Yeah.
Remember that?
These are all true and fun facts about me.
Yeah, we also slept on the street in New York for SNL.
Oh,
I
yes.
do
Yeah,
remember
I
that.
remember that story.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
we
it's
saw-
so cold, right?
It was January and like a snowstorm had just come through. So like how it works is in August there used to be like a kind of like a lottery system,
Yeah.
and that's how they dole out tickets for the year. And that year, like maybe a year or two prior, they had the writer's strike. And it was the first time in my entire life I ever got the call for tickets, and they had the writer's strike. So it was like, okay, you have tickets for this day, but
it
we
might
don't
not
know if
happen.
we're gonna go live
Yeah.
yet or not. So I was like, okay, and I bought a flight to New York, and then then it like was again like 2 weeks later. They're like, it might be this Saturday, and I was like, okay, and then I bought another
Whoa.
ticket to New York, and then I was like, okay, I ran out of money, and I had to relinquish the tickets. So and I don't even it was like months before they came back. So the following year, Polina was like, okay, your Christmas gift is I'm gonna fly you to New York, and I'm gonna wait in that line with you.
Yeah.
And so the other way you can get tickets is you can wait for standby tickets. So people who got the tickets and then weren't able to come,
Yeah.
they seat fill. So
And shout out to our sweet angel of a cousin, Natalie,
Yeah.
who also stayed in line with us.
who brought all of the camping equipment for us.
Oh wow.
Nice.
And we just like wrapped ourselves up in
It was
sleeping
17
bags.
degrees
Oh my
that night in
gosh.
New York.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's
I don't think I
so
can
cool.
do it.
By the way, and shout out to the Japanese people who kept coming up behind us and going, "What are you guys in line for?" And then lined up with us.
Don't wanna miss
Japanese love
it.
lines.
They love lines.
They do, yeah.
Like,
love
it's got to be
lines.
good if there's a line.
Yeah.
You know?
But so there's no guarantee you get tickets. You can wait overnight and not get them. You don't actually find out whether or not you have a seat until like
The day of?
20 minutes to showtime.
Oh.
So you sit in line you have to go back to
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Till?
So you go back to the studio at that night after having washed up and yeah. So they picked us 3. Pauline and I and our cousin, and then they picked like 1 or 2 people after us and then closed it. So we got live show tickets to see Jim Carrey and the Black Keys.
Whoa!
Yeah.
That's
By the way,
amazing.
full circle moment. I ended up going to the Black Key singer's
love
house
Black
in LA
Really?
for another barbecue that ended up not being a barbecue.
It's fake barbecue.
Barbecue.
I ended up at his rental house in LA for a fake barbecue.
They're banking on all you skinny, beautiful LA girls not being hungry, it sounds like.
We're always so hungry.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we really did want
Yeah,
the
we
food.
want barbecue.
I know. Do you remember, by the way, when we went hiking in Griffith Observatory?
I went hiking? What?
Yeah, you complained the entire time. That's my
I
girl.
was gonna say.
That's my girl.
Do you remember? Because then we did like Korean barbecue after. Speaking of barbecues, speaking of the
Wait,
best
oh,
LA
You
barbecues.
didn't come with us though hiking. You
Wait,
just came to the
you
barbecue.
guys went
We
hiking.
Oh, you're talking about me and Candy.
Yeah.
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 No, that was
Angie and
terrible.
I have done that hike before.
And I complained the whole time.
And she
That's my
complained,
girl.
and we
That's my
called
girl.
it, and we called an Uber halfway there. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
We had the Uber drop us halfway, so we didn't have to do most of the hike.
In my defense, Paulina would usually slip me an edible before making me do very rigorous activities out there. And it was very difficult for me.
It was a brutal day.
It was
extremely hot that
It was like
day.
90 degrees or something that day.
Yeah.
It was like extremely
But
hot.
you really wanted to. It wasn't me.
Yeah, it was actually my idea.
Oh, it was?
It was my idea for
I didn't
whatever
want.
reason.
I don't care about hiking.
Because like a couple of years before that, I did that same hike, and it was great. Like I had no problems doing
Okay.
it. It was great weather. So I was like, oh, I could do this again. Let's do it again, guys. So like it was me, you, Brian,
And Ryan.
Yeah. So it was 4 of us. We only brought like 1 bottle of water between the 4 of us.
Yes.
Which is a bad idea
Yeah.
already.
And for those of you that don't know LA hiking, there's no shade. It's not beautiful.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
you're not
all
in
out
the
and
forest.
open.
Like you're just like
Yeah, and it's like
sunbeaming on
going
you.
up too.
Yeah.
In Florida, everything is flat.
yeah.
Every hike is flat here.
So it was
Yeah, it was
such
a
a
terrible
brutal
hike.
Such a brutal hike. And then like Brian in the middle of it wants to go up this steep ass hill.
To get to the end.
Yeah, to get to the end. I'm like, I
wanna
don't
take a short-
know.
He's an athlete.
He wanted to take a
He is an
shortcut.
athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Strong guy.
I was like, I don't know if I could make that, but he
And
made
he's
me
like-
do it.
He's like, I'll give you my
Yeah, so he
hiking-"
gave me his
he
gloves.
ended up having gloves like from working out. He just happened to be in his pocket. He's like, here, use these gloves to climb up the hill. So she puts them on, and then halfway through, she's
Crystal's
like,
on all fours.
and then she's like, guys, I can't do it. I gotta pee.
Seriously, like I have never felt this way in my life. I felt like I had to vomit.
Yeah,
like
she
I had
was,
to
like,
pee.
freaking out.
I had to like I was like really crumbling down.
Yeah, and I'm like,
and I wanted to
"Crystal, it's
cry.
okay." I was like, you can do it. You're strong. And I'm like trying to be her
Yeah,
life
and I'm like,
coach
I
or something.
can't do it.
Good. You want a candy in your corner?
But,
What's happening?
she made
But
it.
I did. I crawled up. I crawled
On all
up there.
fours?
Yeah, on all fours I did
But
it.
it gets worse after
Yeah,
this.
it gets worse. Because Brian, I already knew the way back was the same way because I did it before. But then like Brian's like, no, I think we can go the other way. We can just like go back this mountain on the other side and just like loop it around. I'm like, I don't think that's the way to do it. And he's like, no, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure
Like,
we
he
can do
seems
that.
so confident.
He was so confident.
And
So
I
I'm
don't
just
know, 'cause
like,
I've never done
I was like,
this
well,
hike.
I don't live in LA, so maybe he does know. So
This man obviously knows the mountain. Follow him. And
So
let me
we
guess,
followed
he was wrong.
he was wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And it
Again,
was
we have
brutal.
no water.
water.
We're like, we're so dehydrated. I was like about to pass out.
It was pretty dangerous,
Yeah.
to be honest. Like, we shouldn't have been up there with 1 bottle of water.
Yeah. So yeah,
Who brought the bottle of water?
I think it was me. I think I'm the one.
I
that
would
had the
not.
bottle.
I wouldn't have shared it.
I would not have shared. I would have been like every man for themselves.
Yeah, snoozy Liz. Snoozy Liz.
But yeah, we felt like we were on, one of those like survival shows.
I would
or
have poured it on my
something.
face. Nobody gets it.
Yeah, or just like threw it in front of Brian.
That's right. So I met you guys for barbecue afterwards.
Yeah,
That's
yes.
what it
And
was.
yeah,
You guys
that's what
had
it
done
was.
that.
Yep.
That's what
Yeah.
it
Were
is.
they just chugging water at the table?
No, but it's one of those barbecues where they give you thin cuts of meat.
It's
Yeah,
like
to
a
grill your
yeah.
meat.
It was Gyukaku. Is what we
Yeah.
went
Oh, that's
to.
what it
Yeah,
was.
it's like a chain yakiniku place.
Yeah,
I think
it
throughout the
was-
states.
Oh, it
now.
was Japanese. It wasn't Korean.
Yeah, it's Japanese.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
My B-
Japanese
my B.
restaurant. It used to only be in LA. Sorry,
Yeah.
it used to only be in LA, but now they've expanded and they have one in Orlando now. They have them like Chicago, like bigger cities.
Yeah, it was
But-
very good.
Yeah, super
It was
good.
my first experience.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
it was? I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Oh.
You guys been opening me up to things. Right? Eating
probably
on the
did
floor
that.
and stuff. Do you remember that place?
Yeah.
Joto's?
Johto's, yeah.
Oh.
Johto's is cool. I mean,
Where you take
we
your
went to-
shoes off and crawl into a little hole and then you eat.
True Japanese experience.
I went to karaoke.
I wish I was there when you guys went.
Oh my God. We went insane.
Top 5 days of my life.
Before I got pregnant. Man, did I have fun.
Yeah, that was so much fun. So much fun.
Shout out to our cousin Lisa, who also came. My goodness,
yeah.
we had
I
a good
didn't
time.
notice the tiny sign on the wall that specifically says not to climb on the furniture until afterwards.
I feel like everyone does that,
I was
though.
jumping on the couches
Yeah.
like I was Tom Cruise at Oprah. Like I was going insane.
I was requesting every rap song, and then I didn't realize they're unedited, so we're just screaming the N-word nonstop. And then at one point, this black girl came in and just started singing with us.
It was a very supportive atmosphere.
It was DEI, diversity and inclusion.
It was a very supportive
yeah,
atmosphere.
it was.
It was a lot of fun.
That's
It was so much fun. I wish you were there too.
Yeah, I know. It could have maybe happened a long time ago because I think I was telling you, like, you guys almost came to Japan a long time ago.
Listen, it is still on my bucket list. Not to go to Japan, but to go to Japan with the travel pocket.
Yes. Oh my gosh, we
Pockets.
had so much fun.
That'd be great.
Literally, I told my husband recently, I was like, I want to go to Japan so bad, but I can't go without Crystal and Candy. So I have to wait.
You girls have been all over the world.
Yeah.
All over.
We've been to some places.
yeah.
Some places.
Where haven't you been? Where haven't you been that you want to go?
Yeah, what's
a
on
lot
the
of
list?
places.
Antarctica.
Get out of here. Nobody's in Antarctica but the Nazis. Get out of here.
I'm like Angie now. Like I'm comfortable with just like the nice like.
Yeah, I'm just trying to go nice places.
Yeah. Like I don't.
Angie just wants Italy again and again and again.
This was more adventurous. I'm
Yeah,
like I'm
like,
done.
I wanna go to, like,
I just wanted
Galapagos
something nice and
Islands.
chill.
Galapagos, right. This is all
Yeah.
penguin related, penguin centric, yeah.
Yeah, or like, well, they have like the giant turtles there, which I want to see. Yeah, I just want to go to places where people usually don't go to,
And I'm
or it's
not
hard to
going
get to
there.
a little
Like
bit, I guess.
Chernobyl.
Yeah, Chernobyl was
Yeah,
one of
Chernobyl,
them.
I was like,
That's
nope,
my
not
favorite. One of my
going.
favorite.
Oh, yeah, you didn't go to
trips.
Chernobyl.
You did solo
Well,
Chernobyl.
Well, yeah, I did solo because I knew nobody would want to go with me.
And she always wanted to go to Russia, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to
Yeah,
Russia.
so Ukraine was the closest I
Yeah.
could get.
I like that there's a divide in the travel pockets.
Candy's like more about the relaxed, like luxurious kind of travel, like more, like comfortable type.
Less
but-
radiation exposure.
Yes. Like, I don't want like all of a sudden we have to evacuate because there's like a war going on. Like,
That's fair.
I researched all this though.
Yeah.
I know.
How do you guys feel about Albania end of next summer?
I mean, yeah,
Our-
I would
Albania?
love
Our
to go to
stepbrother's
Albania.
getting married. We may be able to finagle you guys invites to the wedding.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I would love that.
It'll probably be like August or something, so we'll let you know.
wow.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then-
because
Yeah. Oh, guys. Yes. And then I want to go to Japan. So
This is
yeah,
fair.
like just like how you say, like I can't go to Japan like without travel pockets.
Yeah,
like I don't feel like I can go to Albania
Yeah,
like without
without
you
you
guys.
guys.
Yeah.
Oh, they have to jump off the bridge at Trogaya, right?
yeah. How do you guys feel about
Montenegro.
heights?
Oh no, I'm not doing that.
Okay, great.
That's the great divide, but Crystal might.
Yeah, I might do that. I always kind of want to do that.
Crystal's also the wake up at sunrise to go catch the sunrise.
Yeah,
or
do you
wake
catch
up
the
before
sunrise?
sunrise. Do you do that with her?
Yes, but
She'll do it.
I'll do
Yeah.
it. Yeah, that's not dangerous. So
Beauty sleep.
But lately I haven't been doing it. I've been more
You haven't
relaxed
done
on the
it.
mornings.
Oh.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
because like we are pretty tired, like because we stay up so late to like finish everything during the trip, and then in the morning we're so tired that we look like crap.
well, I'm
anyway,
a
so-
big proponent of getting a good night's rest. Like I think it's unhealthy not to sleep.
Oh,
so
agreed.
I read today that women need between 8 and 10 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Men
I
can
can't
have
sleep
less,
that
Yeah.
long.
but women need between 8 and 10 hours.
I wish I could sleep
So
that
I try
long.
to get 7. So when we're traveling and there's like a lot, I get a little bit nervous. I'm like, no, I need my sleep. I need my sleep. Like I'm
Yeah,
very
well,
adamant.
yeah,
I need
I'm the
my sleep.
opposite. I'm just like I can't sleep.
She's like, FOMO! Like I gotta do everything.
You gotta do
Like-
everything.
But I really have to schedule in my sleep, or else I get really cranky. Like not cranky because I'm not sleeping, but also because I didn't get the sleep that I wanted. Like that's just something.
Yeah,
I
you
really,
got a brand to upkeep.
I
You got to be
prioritize,
gorgeous
like-
at all times.
Yeah.
You're not
They don't
gonna-
send the free clothes to the uglies.
Okay. It's just a priority of mine. I like my sleep.
I think that's great. Also, unofficial member, third member of Travel Pockets, who I absolutely adore and met for like 1 second a long time ago, Cindy.
Cindy.
Oh, your guys' your other
I
sister.
wish she was with
The
us
other
all the
sis.
time.
She's the sweetest. She's so funny.
I finally started following her on Instagram.
Did you?
I
She's
had
so
to.
cool.
She's the coolest. She's so
Yeah.
funny. Like I laugh like constantly
I can't stop
with her.
laughing when I'm like with our
Yeah.
sister.
We gotta kidnap her and bring her over here.
I
or
know.
something.
I'm trying to. I'm trying to.
USA.
She just came to the States for the first time in like what, 15 years or something?
more
10
than
years? I don't know, more?
At least 20.
Okay, maybe it was
in
like
high school the last
okay.
time. No, wait.
No, she came like in
College.
Yeah,
She was in
college.
college,
So
at
I
least
guess
20 years.
Okay, 20 years
Wow.
ago.
Yeah.
And so we finally got her to come back to the States in LA
visit,
for
yeah.
like a week. Was it?
Yeah, it was a week.
Yeah.
It was really
Wow.
short.
And
That was
she,
so
she of
great.
course stayed in Japan because she heard that your dad was not gonna help. He does not. He will not help. So she decided to stay in Japan.
She got scared straight. Yeah, she stayed, and we're the only two that left.
And you guys are the two oldest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they got a brother too. But could you imagine they go to the Sonetti concert, these three gorgeous girls, and they're like, who are these dimes?
Yeah.
We were the only white girls.
These
Yeah.
racially
We stand
ambiguous
out so
dimes.
Oh
we were
yes.
these three white middle-aged women at this concert.
I know.
I like to describe her as
They're
that.
all so young.
Everyone was really young.
They're so young.
Teens to like 20, like
Yeah,
early 20s.
yeah.
Yeah,
For
so
sure.
I felt
But
super
there were
old.
some like older people
Yeah,
though.
but then they did stand out.
Yeah.
Yo, Crystal is the Anne Hathaway character.
Where in Japan was the concert?
Osaka.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's like a 2.5-hour bullet train ride down south.
That's where I was living when you guys were thinking of coming to visit.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. We were so close to
We
going.
were so close.
Yeah.
You know-
we used to travel a lot too.
We
Yeah.
did too, but
And
you
then
know,
someone.
Yeah, because I remember telling Brian, like, oh, Angie and Paulina might come.
You
And
know-
then I never heard back from you guys.
it was always one of those things where we either had time or we had money, but we never had them
Both at the
to go
same
to Japan.
time.
Yeah, at the same time. That was the other
Yeah.
problem.
That is tricky when you're working and like, yeah.
Yeah, I try to make our schedules align and all this. You guys are incredible in your ability to do that. Really.
Well, I got it pretty
Yeah.
lucky
Yeah.
with your job and then my flexibility.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
my
it's
job's
great.
pretty flexible.
And you guys have been doing, like, you guys have the travel YouTube page, which you guys should check out, Travel Pockets. But you guys have been doing this, which I think is even cooler, like, well before, like,
Before the internet.
yeah,
Before
really
social media.
Yeah, before social media and all that. You guys have backgrounds in video editing. You guys paid jobs in that kind of stuff. You know, you guys were doing that
Yeah.
before.
I mean,
the
we always
internet.
just did it for fun.
Yeah.
It was really just for fun.
I mean, I do wish we would have done it sooner more for money, but like,
yeah,
not
but
for money,
our
but
our intent was never for money.
yeah,
Right.
We always
So-
just did it for fun. But if we had more like a business mindset, maybe we,
I think that's the thing I like the most about you guys
Yeah.
is that you aren't like
yeah,
internet personalities. You're just regular people,
People, yes.
who do cool stuff and then put it on the internet, which I think is the way to go.
That's pretty much
that
it.
is pretty much
Because
it.
that was kind of what the internet was.
Originally.
Like early on, you
Yeah,
know,
that's
you'd go on a
true.
trip, you'd make a cool video, you show it to your friends, and everybody like, nice.
Yeah, Krista would always make these videos like and
Yeah.
make a DVD,
Yeah.
make a case with like an
A
actual
DVD with the
cover.
thing, yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
It was so
Yeah.
fun. I just
Do you
loved
remember when
doing
you
it.
made ours? It was Clearwater Beach and it was off of Laguna Beach.
Yes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we did the whole Laguna Beach intro. It's so dope. Oh my God, if we
Yes.
could find that and
oh,
leave
yeah,
that.
I'll have to find
Yes,
that.
that's
That
what
was
I
like
meant.
so good too.
That was such a good one.
Oh, maybe when I go back to Pensacola this year, all the DVDs are there.
Really?
I
Yeah,
have
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure I have them somewhere too. I know. I know I didn't throw them
I
away
have
or
like,
anything.
I don't know, 30, 40 DVDs.
Yeah, I
that
made a
Crystal
whole
made.
bunch of them.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of DVDs.
Do you let all your fans know that you guys are day one this? Do they know that you guys this is like
You
so
know,
authentically
honestly,
you?
I don't think people
No.
really read anything because
Yeah, they
they'll
don't.
look at our Instagram and then like I don't know, they'll be like, you guys are sisters, like, and it's like
Well,
years later,
yeah.
like they've been following us for a while.
You're like, you just caught on?
Yeah.
on YouTube that happened recently. But we
Yeah.
clearly say like in
Yeah.
our description, like, hey, we're sisters.
But I don't think people pay attention.
Yeah, they're like, hey, I've been watching you for years. I just
had
found
no
out.
idea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they had
just
no
found out you
idea.
guys were sisters.
Yeah, like really? Like I feel
People
like
listen to us and they can't tell who's who. So
That's our big feedback is they don't know who's who
Really?
until we laugh because I was told that I have a very low laugh.
You
I
guys
laugh
have
like
a
this.
deeper voice for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I laugh like this. Huh, 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 somebody said. just super uncool and hurtful.
and I have a ridiculous laugh. My B.
Yeah, I love both of your laughs though.
Thank
it's like
you.
you guys do
contagious.
sound similar because when I first started listening to your podcast, I didn't watch the YouTube and I was just like listening to your voices. I was getting a little bit confused.
Who's who?
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. But I think the more that I've listened to it,
One of us
now
should
I
go
know for
blonde.
Sure.
One of us should go blonde.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
right.
they
Yeah,
can tell
you
us
guys have
apart.
the same hairstyle.
Yeah,
too.
Gray,
so
gray.
You guys have the same hairstyle as well.
I know. We're both gray girls.
That's what God gave us.
Beautiful.
I'm starting to get a little bit here.
Stop. You don't dye your hair?
No, not yet.
This is natural?
Yeah.
It's stunning.
Candy does
You're
not
my
dye her
age,
hair.
right? 6 months, I think younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
But no, I'm starting to get it here. But I am wondering, like, when am I going to start getting more white? But
Yeah.
I don't know when our mom started getting.
I don't know because she
her
dyes
dad.
her hair.
Shout out to your mom's bucket hats.
It's so funny.
She's
Everyone
so
always-
cute.
I know,
Bringing
like,
them
that's like very
back.
normal in Japan for like
Yeah.
women to wear bucket hats.
She's the
Yeah.
cutest.
She's so
Oh.
cute.
Yeah, she looks like a like a.
I hope I look like her when I get old.
I know. She's adorable.
Like a sneakerhead, but like, what do they call them when they're girls?
What?
You guys don't know. Never mind.
I don't know this.
I
What?
was gonna ask. Did your mom speak English?
She does.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you guys speak to her in Japanese?
It's
Yeah,
easier
she's
for
more
her.
comfortable speaking Japanese. Like when we were living in the States for like 3 years at the time, she did learn a little bit more English, like had a tutor and everything.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, so she really wanted to like learn more. So at that time she spoke way more English, but she's been living back in Japan for years now, so like your English kind of dwindles down after that.
Yeah.
Well, also worth noting that your dad is white
Yes.
and his Japanese is.
terrible.
They've been married.
God, how long have they been married?
73
Huh?
or 74.
They got married in 73 or 74.
Oh.
Because you're born in 74.
Oh yeah, so yeah, they got married.
Someone do the math. That's 50 years.
74, yeah. Yeah.
I think they got married in 74.
50 years. You guys should do a party.
50 years, no common language.
That's the secret.
It's adorable.
Yeah.
Well, my dad makes no effort in learning
Yeah, he
Japanese,
should
so.
be fluent.
should be
in
fluent.
in
How long
Japanese.
he's been there?
Yes, but
That's
he,
so great.
I think Chris even asked him, like, why don't you want to learn, like, how to read or
Yeah,
write
I'm
or
just
speak?
like, what are you doing?
And what was his answer? He was like,
know,
he's
I
like, I
don't
just don't want
remember.
to. Something
Wow.
like that, yeah. Like
Maybe he
just-
doesn't like writing right to left. That's hard.
Yeah. Also, your guys' characters are wild. You mean to tell me when you write a card, you guys do all the for every
Yeah,
letter?
don't you guys remember in Karate Kid, Miyagi, when he had to learn how to write? It's very hard.
I
You
mean,
get used
Is
to
Mr.
it.
Miyagi
Yeah.
Japanese?
Yeah. I think he is, right? I mean,
Or is he
Japanese.
Korean?
Yeah, I don't know, actually.
he's definitely Japanese. I think he was Okinawan or
Was he
something.
actually
I don't
Okinawan?
know.
I
Something
actually
like
don't
that. I
know.
don't know.
He's
But
gonna
the
live a
name is
long
definitely
time.
Japanese.
Yeah.
By the way,
Miyagi.
speaking of Korean, I just learned a fun fact about you. You know, I love a reality show. I love a reality show more than anything. And I caught one on they were taking white girls through a K-pop camp on how to be like the greatest band ever. But they had to go through, and there was this really fat Korean guy that was like apparently the Lou Pearlman, the Korean Lou Pearlman, that taught people how to. I didn't know you were on about to be on a
I was
K-pop
telling
show.
her about this.
What? I was on a
No,
K-pop?
the J-pop show. Remember Asayan?
J-pop.
Oh, yes.
And you
Oh my
almost
gosh.
got on.
I almost, yeah.
You almost made it.
Yes. That was crazy.
Yeah.
So in high school,
So this is pre
like
everything.
American Idol,
Yeah,
like
all
all
that.
of that stuff. So they had shows like that in Japan. And my friend, actually we still keep in touch. She's a good singer too. We used to go to karaoke all the time, like after school together. Even in school, like we like did this. Anyways,
In your Sailor Moon outfits?
yeah.
So cute.
So she was like, hey, they're doing auditions. Like, let's go. They're going to have it in Tokyo. So we went, and I think it was like 8,000 people showed up. And how many made it through?
I mean, it's very minimal.
I
I
think
think
it
it's
was
like I don't know. First batch is probably like 20 or
I
something
think it was
like
like
that.
20 of us made it through that first. So I was one of the 20, and I was like, holy shit.
Wait, you sang?
Yeah, you only get like 5 seconds to
Katie,
sing.
I did not know this about you.
know
Yeah.
you sing.
Well, karaoke. No, she
Karaoke.
Also in Japan, you
don't have to be a good singer
You don't
in
have to be a
Japan.
good singer.
No.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
You know,
J-pop.
As long as like you have something what they're looking for, whatever your voice sounds like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, and then so I was like, oh shit, I actually made it. And I was kind of nervous because I'm like, well, I don't want to go to the second audition. And I was like kind of freaking out because I'm like, that's like a really small group. So I asked my mom to come with me the second time because it was like all the way in Tokyo and like,
Did you sing a song in Japanese?
yes, it was a Japanese. No, actually no. The first one was Whitney Houston.
What'd you sing?
Wait.
I will,
Have you
I will
not
always
watched
love
American
you.
Idol?
You sang-
chose
I Will Always Love You?
That's the hardest song
But just
ever.
that's the chorus part because you only get 5 seconds.
Uh-huh.
So you just pick the hardest
You hit
part.
the note?
I think I did.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, she's not a terrible singer.
Ambitious.
Not just beautiful.
Ambitious.
Not just beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah, well, it's Japan. Like, you just, I don't know. I feel like
So they're already like impressed. Like,
they're
wow.
probably just like, oh, she chose this song.
They like
Yeah.
strong work ethic. They like
Yeah.
a dedication. They like, I know
challenge.
them too.
Yeah.
And she was so tall.
She was, so I was very tall. And the second audition didn't make it. I don't even remember what I sang at the second one. I just remember being very nervous.
Yeah, I think you said too that you weren't prepared or something like that. I vaguely remember you saying like I probably could have made it, but you had all these like circumstances happen, and like
It's like I do remember them asking me a bunch of questions, like if I had a boyfriend. I can't remember that. Which
What are they, an Uber driver? What do they need to know?
But yeah, it's like very vague. Like I don't remember a whole lot of details about.
But yeah,
that.
she was on TV and everything. It
That's
was
so
awesome.
cool.
That was fun.
I might have some footage of that too. I have to find that
I
too.
think
I have
you
to
might
find
have
all this
footage of
stuff.
that, 'cause
Yeah,
that was on TV.
Yeah.
So.
yeah.
You got good archives, don't you?
I do.
But
Yeah, I saved
that
all this
reminds
stuff.
me. Remember America's Next Top Model?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
So when I was working in Clearwater, that's a job where I was like traveling a lot. I was in Boston, and one of the scouts came up for the show, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to try out for America's Next Top Model?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm like in my 30s." She was like, "That's okay," and I'm like, "Really?" And I was like, "Okay." She's like, so she took all my info, and she's like, "Okay, we're gonna mail you all this stuff, like how to do the audition and like fill out paperwork." I got it, and oh my god, the question, it was all about like, do you have a boyfriend? If you do, would you leave him? Or what would it be like if you went on the show and if he found out? It was all questions like that. And I'm
They're
like,
looking for scandal
Yeah.
day one.
and I'm like, no, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
pretty like crazy the questions they would ask. It was like pages of just like questions like that.
My friend was on one of those top home chef type shows, Master Chef.
Oh, I
like
watched that.
Okay.
When you watched that, yeah.
Oh yeah, so my friend was on that show and she went up. She made it in the top 2010, I forget, but
It was big 'cause she was on
yeah,
TV.
totally.
Yeah.
And they did like this thing where they put you head to head with somebody, and the person they put her. So she's like gorgeous. She's a dentist. She's
Shout
like,
out Paola.
Yeah, she's like a dream human. And then they put her up against this like obese woman from like the swamps, and
The swamps of like Louisiana?
Like, yeah, like her whole thing was that
Bobby Boucher?
Yeah, literally her whole thing was that she like ate roadkill.
Oh my goodness.
And she was like, I'm gonna put a little whatever on it. Anyway, so they put her, and so like apparently they specifically kept like goading my friend to say something like disparaging.
She's fat, isn't
about,
she?
about the swamp lady.
She's
fat.
Yeah, because they kept being like the dentist, and like this beautiful, educated, incredible chef, like great, and then they like specifically, and they just kept, and she said that the way they kept, and she was just like, I'm not doing that, and she was just like, no, she seems great, she's really nice, like
Yeah.
that was it. She just like
Good for
wouldn't,
her.
yeah, she wouldn't feed into it, but
Good,
yeah, the
good.
producers are just trying to make good TV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it's all about.
When I
so.
lived in LA, I learned that you could go to college and study like how to be a producer for
Yeah.
a reality show. That's like a
Really?
Yeah, that's like a thing you can study.
Didn't
Huh.
you do something too? What's his name? You liked this one guy.
That's Amore.
Oh,
that
I
one-
love Domenico. That's
that
Amore.
it?
Yeah.
Auditions. Yeah,
Oh.
didn't you? Weren't you there too?
I filmed
Was
it.
a
She
grocery
Filmed
store?
it. It was
Yeah.
in a 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven, yeah.
I was about to take a flight. I had flown in for like a meeting, and I was about to fly back. And Angie was taking me to the airport, and we stopped in a 7-Eleven.
And
I
did a tour.
love that. I
Yeah.
was like, you guys are such naturals.
I
Like,
love you for
that's
saying
so
that.
great.
We did a tour of the best of America in a 7-Eleven.
I think I bought cigarettes just to show him.
and beef jerky.
And beef jerky.
Do you
Yeah.
guys still have this? You should put it on TikTok.
No,
for
it's
real.
No,
Definitely
that's
gone.
so the difference between Angie and Crystal is Angie keeps no files.
No
Like, that's
archiving.
gone.
In my defense, my archive was my mom's desktop computer. So my B.
So I did get called to be on the show, but similar to you, they had a lot of weird questions, and they also wanted me to bring a lot of bikinis.
Oh my
And I was
gosh.
like, this is awkward, and I had to take a lot of time off of work.
Yeah.
So they're like, you have to take 3 weeks off of work. You got to wear bikinis, and they're asking you a lot of weird questions too. Is do you have a boyfriend? This, and that. So I said no to the show. After them having me be on it, they end up. I
so
didn't
they already,
realize
like,
this.
approved you
yeah,
to be
yeah.
on it.
Then
Wow.
then they recycle your video. They send it to other producers, and then they ask me to be on the show for I Love Antonio Sabato Jr. Do you remember the Antonio? There was like a show for like old ladies divorced ladies.
No,
who,
I don't know about
Do you
this
remember
one.
Antonio Sabato Jr., the model?
Why does that sound
He used to be
familiar?
on General Hospital. He was Jagger on General Hospital. He was very hot in the
isn't it dark
90s.
skin?
He
I mean,
was
dark hair.
gorgeous. Yeah,
I
Italian
feel like I
model.
know-
He was a
yeah.
Calvin Klein model. Gorgeous.
Okay.
I think I know what you're talking about.
So it was
yeah.
supposed to be for like older divorced women in their 30s and 40s if you wanted to date him. And then I was like, but I didn't submit for the show. And they're like,
my
yeah, but we'd like you to be on.
Wow.
I was like,
Dang.
is this because of my stellar 7-Eleven video?
Wait, they could just do that, just pass around.
Yeah,
your-
pass
Yeah,
around your
they just, if it's
information.
the same production company, they
Okay,
just
well,
pass
if
it
it's the same
around.
production
Oh,
company,
okay.
I guess
Yeah.
that kind of makes
Got it.
sense. But wow.
Yeah, so no to those as well. You know, you could have been J-pop. You could have been America's Next Top Model.
You could have been a star, Candy.
Could have been a star.
I don't think I would have made it. Actually, the girl that won, I'm like, yeah, she's good.
But she was good, huh?
Yeah, and that was before like emails and like the internet was a thing.
Yeah.
And when she won, he sent her directly. I think he like sent her to London, and the only communication she had was like emails. And at the time, that was like new.
Oh, that's so hard. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was thinking like, yeah, I would have never made it. Like this is,
Yeah.
and she was really good. Like he would make her like do like songs like at bars, like just like riffing it, like, and I'm like, yeah, I can't do that.
I know, but imagine if you would have been abused by Tyra Banks. That could have been
That. If you had been on America's Next Top Model.
That's good.
Nice.
Can you?
She
Can
probably
you?
would have said how old I was. Like,
Can you
I need to,
even
like,
smize?
Smize, yeah. God, that term.
Smize. That's a hard one.
Yeah, smize.
I never could get that.
I
Can you
can't
guys
either.
smize?
No, I always look like I've
You just have to like
Yeah?
open your eyes really big.
Angie's Angie's of the generation where they smize.
Yeah.
Candy's like, if you lose 60 pounds, you could probably.
Oh my god, I am such a bitch.
You were so nice.
That was Food and Wine Festival.
Right.
We didn't go to the Food and Wine
Yeah,
Festival.
you guys
You
did.
guys
No,
went.
why
Do you remember they met that guy though, and
why we didn't go.
he dropped drugs in front of us on the ground?
Wait, what?
Do you remember
No.
that?
I'm sorry, we're
I'm over talking.
Sorry.
We didn't go because it was expensive.
I was like, why did we go? Expensive though. It
I was like
expensive.
in college, I think, and I was a vegetarian, so I was like, I don't know that this is for me.
And Candy's Singaporean exchange of the yen was low.
I was probably just like, fuck this. I'm not spending this kind of money on a food and wine show.
So we went and got tacos or something together and had just like a nice day.
I was
Yeah.
hanging out, but I don't remember me saying such bitchy
Oh, it
things.
wasn't bitchy. It literally wasn't bitchy at all. I remember being
Okay.
like, wow, thanks.
I feel
That's so nice.
bad though now hearing about that.
No, I was really, honestly, I took it as such a compliment that you thought I could have a successful modeling career overseas. And then Crystal and Paulina show up at the end of the day hammered.
Really?
Yeah, and you guys were pelting me with gummy bears.
I do remember that.
I gotta remember that.
And I
gotta
remember like
that.
some Coke story of some guy like bending over and all this like Coke falling out of his pocket. or
Yeah,
something
some
like
guy
weird
invited
story.
us to a party
Yeah,
again
yeah,
and dropped a bunch of drugs
That's
in front
what she
of
was.
us.
I don't remember that at all. I don't know why I
You
don't
were
remember
hammered.
these.
Remember they kept giving us free wine.
I just kept on taking all the free water though. Like, they had, like free.
Like Voss water or something.
It was like free
not
water
like fancy
bottles.
water.
And I
It's
just kept on
Fiji
putting
water.
it.
Fiji. It's good stuff.
Yeah,
guys-
it was like really good water.
You guys pelted me with gummy bears because
remember
it was
that.
like X gave you gummy bears.
Right. That's
And we kept
right.
calling you Jelly Belly, I think.
That's so mean of us. My God.
Wait, so it was this ex that would always just give you candy, right?
No,
Or
it was
something?
just, it was like a week after Valentine's Day, and it was our first Valentine's Day together. And he took me to go see a movie. They handed me a carnation at the movie, and he gave me jelly beans.
Jelly
Jelly
belly.
beans. Not gummy
Yes,
bears.
yes, jelly beans,
It was
yeah.
jelly beans, and I remember being like, I don't even like jelly beans. What are we doing? What is this? Can we just go get food? Like, what's happening? And then I was like reevaluating my entire relationship because it was that bad of a date. And then you guys, that's what it was. I don't even like jelly beans.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah.
And you guys pelted me with like gourmet jelly beans. You guys saved them from the Food and Wine Festival, smuggled them out, and
Yeah,
then
because you're not
pelted
supposed
me.
to take anything out.
You
But
don't take anything out?
No, but I just kept on
Oh.
putting stuff in my bag. So I'm just like, I paid like $300 for this. That's
how expensive it was? Okay,
Oh,
that's
it
why
was
I got
expensive.
it.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
super
And do you remember we
expensive.
couldn't get a hotel because every hotel in South Beach
Yeah,
was
and then
taken?
we stayed at like the most crappy hotel.
Oh,
that
there were such bitches
They were
there.
so
I
rude to
remember
us.
that.
I think we were
Yeah.
8 to a room or something.
Yeah,
it was
it was a lot.
insane.
It was a lot.
Yeah, we packed in like immigrants for sure.
Maybe that's why they were so mean to us.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
they
know
were,
what
like,
you're up
awful.
to.
They were so
so
awful.
rude at check-in. I was.
Honestly, who likes Miami anyways?
Yeah, I
true.
don't like Miami.
Yeah, no thanks.
No,
Can we
thank
show
you.
that video? That's one of your greats too.
Yes.
I like-
Yeah. Oh
I
my
like the
God.
ending of that one where Angie's like, I hate
Miami.
I was like,
Best.
perfect ending.
The best.
This podcast will come out in 6 months when we're done editing all the things that you want into it.
It's the weave, dude. I need you to weave it all in.
Put it all in.
Polina wants this turned around by tomorrow. All right.
It's a World's Collide. By the way, it's
Tomorrow.
election night. It's a World's Collide Wednesday.
Oh yeah, it's election night.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh, yeah,
right.
you're wearing your shirt for election.
Thank you.
day.
Easy
Yay.
for president. I still, sorry guys, I still didn't vote. I heard Mom got really mad and said only
She said,
losers don't
only
vote.
losers don't vote. Is what she said.
Might be. Is this why our family came to this country so we could vote? Sorry.
She also said if Donald Trump loses, it's your fault.
I'm sorry,
I was like, yeah? If you think Donald Trump's gonna lose by 1 vote?
Is she betting on the elections?
Betting on
Yeah,
that?
there's
Like,
bets on it.
No, I
Yeah,
didn't
it's
know
like
that.
a thing.
DraftKings?
Something
Yeah,
like
you
that.
go on, like Robinhood or like the back. Yeah, there's a lot of betting, political
No, I
betting.
didn't.
Oh,
And
no,
this
I
is
did
a
not know
big
that.
one.
I almost
Yeah.
wanted to do it because they kept on
Yeah.
feeding me the ads. I'm like, this sounds fun. I kind of want to
Yeah.
Crystal's about to lose her house tomorrow. No, I didn't know that. No,
Yeah,
honestly,
it's huge,
you know,
yeah.
if you watch our podcast, you know we don't. We think all the candidates are terrible. We think they're all owned by the globalists. So
Yeah. Pharmaceutical shills.
They all want power.
yeah.
They all want power.
But anyway, we don't. So we don't actually care. But happy election night, everyone.
Yeah,
Happy
happy
election night.
Yes.
Or as Polina likes to say,
May your candidate win.
may your
Yeah,
candidate.
that's
win.
it.
Thank you.
Good job to all of
Yeah.
you.
May your candidate.
Anyway.
Good job. Good job.
job.
Everybody
Good
wins.
job.
Everybody,
There's a
good job.
Participation badge for all.
Good job.
Anyway,
Like what
thank
they
you- sorry.
Oh, go sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna thank you so much for being on the podcast. You
Yo,
guys
this
were
has
so
been a
much fun.
lifelong dream of ours.
Thank
is to
you
do-
so much for
I'm
having
so
us.
Guys,
happy
this
we
is
got to make
this is
this
exactly
happen.
like when Chainsaw Man was at the Muji store. Okay, this is a collab.
Uniqlo.
Oh, Uniqlo. One of those Japanese stores. This is a collab of all collabs. Okay,
Nobody knows what
Yes.
that means.
Yeah, everybody knows what a collaboration is. All right, this is Worlds Collide meets Travel Pockets.
Yeah.
Travel Pockets meets Worlds Collide.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
need dual merch.
Catch us.
Now
Catch
you have
us.
to come on our show.
I was gonna say catch us
Yeah.
on their show next
Yes,
summer. When we all go to
yeah,
Albania.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Definitely.
right.
Gonna be
You have
bringing
to
my
be, like,
3-month-old.
one of
That's right. By the way, we talked no anime, so that's going to be for the next episode. Chainsaw Man. What is?
Just told me.
What's
I
the
don't know
best
any
anime
anime.
there is right now?
Chainsaw Man?
Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man.
I don't. I mean,
Candy's
I know
like,
it, but
no.
I'm not into.
Chainsaw Man.
Yeah. I got her into like one.
Oh, yeah,
anime,
just one.
But,
Yeah.
but I'm like slowly getting her into like a little bit more. But yeah, that's like another.
This is not the
story.
gay lovers, though.
No, not the gay lovers, but that's like another thing that I like.
yeah.
The BL.
The BL, boys
BL.
love.
Boy love.
Boys love.
Guys, this is gonna be a weird way to end the podcast.
I was like, no, yeah, I was gonna say before we went into all that, like, yeah, I'm a huge fan of Worlds Collide. I have always been,
Yes.
you know, way before your podcast and everything. I'm like seriously like your guys' #1 fan.
Yeah, I'm like doing my makeup in the morning and I listen to your guys'
Yeah,
podcast.
every like you know show like new episode you have, I listen to in my kitchen like every
Yeah.
morning.
You guys
so-
are the best. You guys are the 2 out of 10 listeners. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Thank you so much for being 20% of our fan base. Like and subscribe, comment down below. What else do you guys say?
And check them out. Check Travel Pockets out
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Yeah, we have YouTube, we have a blog, Instagram,
Twitter, all
Twitter.
over. Yeah, if you want primarily Cincinnati
Yeah,
content, then
Twitter's
you go
like
to
a little
Twitter.
weird.
No, but you guys are really great. Travel tips.
Everything. And my favorite thing that you guys do is the fashion. What to wear. That's
Yes,
literally
that's like
my
our
favorite.
biggest
What to
one.
wear.
Yeah, we like
Yeah.
doing those.
If anybody else panic packs before a trip, go to Travel Pockets, literally of any place, and you guys do like the month that you visited the place,
Yes.
what to pack for that. It's like, and then you have links to everything too. It's the best.
Yeah,
Thank
super
you.
useful.
Thank
yeah,
you.
and one of their hottest videos is what to pack for France. Right?
Oh
Paris.
yeah, yeah, that was
Oh,
like
yeah,
our
for
most
Paris,
popular video. But yeah,
yeah.
YouTube is our favorite.
like YouTube.
Yeah, thing that we.
Yeah, we
like.
used to like them too until they gave us a strike.
They gave us
so.
a strike. You
I
guys,
can't believe they gave you guys a
You
strike.
guys are a little more neutral.
you guys
very
don't have our
neutral.
content.
We're very, very.
We liked YouTube too.
Yeah.
Now we ride for Spotify.
But you guys are big on TikTok though.
Well, we were for a minute. We're clawing our way back. Anyway,
We're
let's
back,
wrap this
baby.
up. We
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
get home.
Yeah,
Wrap
yeah,
it
yeah.
up. But thank you so much for coming.
We love you, girls.
having us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. See you.
We love you, girls. Bye.
Love you.
Bye.